Right everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are on part 2 of Road to Ford Fair. So it's time to sort out the car or do something else to the car today. I'm hoping this is going to work out. Now I'm being a little bit adventurous and this could go horribly wrong. It could all go horribly wrong. But if we don't try, we don't gain anything. So I want to do something different. So this is going, oh, I hope this goes well. Let's get onto it and start the video. So right guys, what we're going to use is this KT Pro. It's a synthetic rubber coating in Kawasaki green. In theory, if it all goes horribly wrong, then we can peel it back off. It's like a plaster dip spray paint. So looking to spray it on, and then potentially we can peel it off if we're not happy, or at another stage. So I'm going to do it on the car. Not the best of ideas, guys, is it really? But this is how we're going to do it. So we're going to do some light coats over it. I'm just prepping the wheel at the moment. So we're going to do the outer shell of the black gloss wheel on the rear. I think we're going to do the two rears for the moment. And see how that looks. The idea was we'll do the two rears and potentially do the paint calipers in the lime green. As you saw in my last video, we started with a new theme, so I'm hoping this is going to turn out okay. So let's get the wheel prepped. Just started it, cleaned the wheel first, and then we're just laying the masking tape around so we don't overspray, and then we'll do the wheel. So let's crack on with this. Right guys, we've kind of semi-prepped the inside of the wheel. We've just got to sort out this little bit here, and then do the outer, but we're getting there. Took a little bit of time just to get that right. Right, let's get the other bit done, and then fingers crossed we can get spraying. He says, for God's sake, I've literally just prepped the wheel and it's starting to rain. Can we not have one weekend without it bloody raining? God's sake. Right, I'm gonna have to abandon it. It's just too wet now. I can't believe it. I'm just flipping about to spray the wheel. Oh well, guys, we'll pick this up. Hopefully it stops flipping raining. Right guys, we're back on it. It stopped raining. I'm just going to quickly dry the wheel a little bit. I think it's okay, and then let's get cracking on this. I am really excited actually to do this. Oh, right guys, so I am really excited to start this. I've not done wheels before, and I'm not the best spray painter, to be honest, so hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes okay, but we can only try. I think it's going to look good, you know. Well, I envisage it's going to look good. It may not, it may be a complete fail, but hopefully if it really does look that bad, we can peel it off. That's the idea anyway. Right, let's go in and get the first coat done. Right guys, we're going to let that dry for a little bit and come back to that in a moment. We'll see how this is going to work out, but it looks quite good. I'm quite pleased with it, to be honest, and I think it's certainly going to add it's going to add something. It's going to add a bit of green to the car, but hopefully it's going to look good. Difficult to tell as you do these things, but I'm confident that it's going to at least, you know, it's going to look good. It's going to look good. So first sort of coat, a little bit overspray there. It's just dripping a little bit. So this is where, obviously, having it up like this, have to be super careful for the running. So I'm gonna not touch it now, just let that dry for a minute, and then come back to it. What I want to try and speed up the drying time a little bit. So we've got the hair dryer out. We're going to give it a little bit of heat, just to help before the weather changes again and it starts to rain and we'll be in trouble. So we're just going to give it a bash of heat, really light. See if we can just get this a little bit dry. It's very windy today. It's not ideal at all. What a great day yesterday. And then now it's this. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, right. Right guys, this is potentially how it's going to look. And I'm liking it, you know. I am getting excited. Yeah, it's going to look good, you know. I'm sure it's going to look good. Well, let's keep going on. Let's keep going. Let's get another coat on this. Right guys, another coat on that. It's looking pretty good. So we definitely need to let that dry. Unfortunately, it must have just got a little bit of rain drop just here. Hopefully we can get that dry and then we can take that out on the sort of final coats. But that's looking pretty good. Fairly happy with that. So we'll let that dry. We're going to hit it with heat. As I say, try and speed this up a little bit. But it doesn't look too bad. And as I say, kind of we can get a picture of kind of how it would look once it comes off. I think that's going to look pretty sharp. We've got some more bits and pieces to go on. Right guys, so we are, I reckon we've got 2 more coats with this can. So if you are going to do this, you might want to get 3, potentially 4. So I reckon we can just about get one wheel semi done. I've got 1 more can to do the other side, so we're going to start prepping that now. But yeah, I just wish I had another can, just really for sort of final coating. I can see a little imperfections inside. We just probably need to just get to. So we're going to waste a little bit of paint then, so we can't really do like a final coat. So yeah, I suggest if you're going to try this at home yourself, this paint is pretty good, to be honest. It's gone on quite well. Obviously taking care, leaving time between coats. But it goes on, you want to go light anyway. You always want to go light and then just build it up from there. So don't expect to just spray it on and be done. But yeah, we could really have done with an extra 2 cans. Hindsight, but hopefully, worst case scenario, we can just sort of retouch it up, I guess, in a week or 2. But yeah, let's just try and get another coat done. Right guys, we've probably got 1 more coat left in that can. And I think we are just about done to an extent. What I would like to have happened is to that completely dry and cure and then hit it with 1 more coat. I don't think we're gonna have enough, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna leave that now. We're gonna prep the other side and ready for spraying. So let's get on. Let's crack on with the other side. But that is looking mint. Very happy at the moment. Right, let's get going. Right guys, that's a full can on that side. I could really do with sort of a last coat, really. Maybe 2, to be honest. As I say, I wish I had another can. So if you are going to do this, 3 cans minimum. So we're going to move to the other side now. Just prep the wheel. Ready. So let's crack on. Right guys, in with the first coat. Let that dry for a minute, and then we get cracking. I hope this looks good. Get a bit paranoid now, but yeah, I know she's gonna look good. She's gonna look good. I've got a load of other stuff to go on the car as well. I can't actually wait to show you what I've got next planned. So let's crack on. Right guys, final coat applied to the other side. I think it's going to look amazing. I cannot wait to take everything off and get it revealed. I've kind of just, as I said or showed you earlier, took a few of the cards off on this side. So it's going to look amazing. So guys, we're pretty much done on this, what essentially is the Road to Ford Fair Part 2. Today's task was to get these wheels done, and I think they look pretty amazing, to be honest. I'm really happy with the paint quality. Came out pretty well. I could have done with an extra can. I used 1 can per wheel. To be fair, an extra can would have just given that final finish, I think. But nevertheless, we are where we are, so what we might have to do is just give them another coat, potentially. We've got a couple of weeks, 3 weeks-ish till Ford Fair, so hopefully they will last. The idea was, let's do something different. I had the same theme running for the last 2 or 3 years with this sort of red. now changed that. We're going Kawasaki green. Been a little bit different with the back wheels. Yeah, hopefully you like it. Leave a comment. Obviously give us a thumbs up, and yeah, as I say, hopefully you do like the color change. I think it looks pretty amazing, to be honest, but I'll show I'll take some shots in a minute once we've got the once we've got it off and let it dry a little bit longer. Right guys, I think we're in a position to take this side off for sure and see what it looks like. So I'm quite excited to do that. Feels pretty dry. I think we will leave it a little bit longer, but I think we're definitely in a position to do that. So let's get this removed and then see how she looks. Right guys, what do you think? Definitely a little bit different. So just got to take this bit off. It definitely is dry. We don't want to cause any issues. This bit might be a little bit awkward. We could take this off. Right, let's just take the last couple of bits off. I might leave this for a little bit longer, especially here. Might have to be careful. Here's a little bit. Okay. So there we've got it. I really like it actually. So it's come out pretty good. So we're just going to leave this a little bit longer. I know this is going to potentially peel slightly. You know, I could have spent a bit more time on this when I just removed. Obviously masking is really important to getting it right. So where I peeled that bit off, it just caught the edge there. Not too noticeable, but I think it looks pretty good. Pretty good. It's not a bad match between the side either and the front, so it ties in quite nicely. I'm really pleased actually, really pleased. I don't know how long it will last, but for the moment it looks pretty good. Okay, so I've just removed the masking tape. Hindsight, should have put some caps on or something and sprayed that. Obviously the finish around there is pretty sloppy, and this bit here is just caught. I might have a little bit of paint that I can just spray there, so that's a little bit disappointing. So yeah, hindsight, if we go back and do it again, then, or when we potentially would do it again, do need to have a look into that. Bit of a shame that. I might just see if I can tidy it up a little bit. Well, let's get the other side removed. I am a little bit disappointed on this side, but I was going to mess around with it, and I did, and I sort of sprayed the inner bit a little. But hindsight, if you're going to do it, yeah, make sure you put caps on, and then you can spray correctly, and then take the cap off, and it won't look as bad as sort of around here. But we'll get some caps, black caps, I think, and just put them on. I might just tidy that up a little bit. So you know, if we go back, I was going to start messing around with it a little bit and trim it a little bit with a Stanley, but I don't want to mess it up and, you know, Probably no point messing around with it. I think I can just end up ruining it. So I think that we'll have to do. So learning next time, rather than masking taping the inside, actually put caps on, or something like that. So let's get this removed. Right guys, let's get the ST badge on, or the ST centre cap on. There we go. I'm pretty pleased, A little bit of learning, to be honest, but it's not come out too bad. I think she's looking pretty good, to be honest. Don't know how long it'll last, but still looks good. Right guys, that concludes the video. Part 2 done. Do subscribe and look out for part 3. I've got more exciting things to come on the car. In fact, I'm really excited for the next part. So do subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and I will catch you on the next one.
Rest against my